Imagine being blind your whole life, never seeing color, light, or even the face of the woman you plan to marry. Now picture a mysterious young girl whispering, "I can heal your eyes." Just days before your wedding, and what she reveals about your fiancé shatters your entire world. You won't believe what a blind millionaire uncovered when truth collided with darkness. Stay tuned for this unforgettable story of betrayal, mystery, and redemption. And if you believe in justice, miracles, and love that defies the odds, hit that subscribe button now so you never miss the next story that might just change the way. You see that Jonathan Maddox had it all, or so the world believed. A tech mogul at 32, his app empire had made him one of the youngest self-made millionaires in the United States. But money couldn't buy him one thing: his sight. Blinded at 6 by a rare degenerative disease, Jonathan had learned to navigate life through sound, smell, and instinct. Though he had never seen the ocean, the sky, or even his own face, he had achieved what few sighted men could. But in private, his world was a dim, echoing chamber of loneliness. That changed when he met Vanessa Hart. Beautiful, poised, and gentle. Vanessa was a clinical psychologist specializing in sensory therapy. Their connection was fast and intense. She described sunsets to him with a poet's tongue, held his arm tightly like she was anchoring him to a world he couldn't see, and whispered love like it was his native language. After 2 years of dating, he proposed, and Vanessa said yes. Everyone said she was perfect for him. Everyone, ... except the girl in the garden. It started one spring morning. Jonathan had stepped outside to the back garden of his estate for fresh air before an investor meeting. That's when he heard a humming sound. Sweet, innocent, melodic. A girl, maybe 10 or 11, singing an old lullaby his mother used to hum. Her voice carried over the roses like a ghost. "Hello?" Jonathan asked, intrigued. She stepped closer. "You're the blind man, right?" she said. Her name was Alara, a foster child from a group home nearby. She had snuck onto his estate, chasing a runaway cat. Her words were strange, her presence mysterious. But before leaving, she said something that chilled him. "Your fiancé doesn't love you, but I can heal your eyes." Then she ran. He told Vanessa about the encounter, and she laughed it off, saying the child was clearly disturbed. But that night, Jonathan couldn't sleep. Something in Alara's voice had sparked an ancient hope. Something in Vanessa's laugh had struck a false note. The days leading to the wedding grew strange. Vanessa began pressuring Jonathan to sign over his estate into joint ownership for security, she said. But Jonathan had a sixth sense for deception. His blindness had sharpened his inner vision. He noticed her tone shifted when she thought he wasn't listening. Her footsteps sounded heavier, rushed when she left at night. She had secrets. He was sure of it, but no proof. Until Alara came back. She appeared again under the magnolia tree 2 days later. "Your fiancé is lying," she said calmly. "She's marrying you for your money, and something worse." Jonathan demanded how she knew. Alara hesitated. "Because I see things," she whispered. "I see energy, like colors. I see pain. I see lies. Your eyes don't work, but mine work differently." She told him stories she had no way of tweet. Cerise clays had slash receased my, and live Cerise long lasting. Lies clays, wise class quees. Why see pain? I see quee. Why squeeze clay? My sludge on clays. Quee, they see. My slide slides quees. My slide squeeze. My sawai great ev. We support it as it be inside. With sawai and nibik. I unlight I kai be sa kites it. Sip it relay. Stick a kikui by. I could do it. I to take the ice kit. It's as dissipate to be grace knowing his childhood dog's name, the song his mother sang while dying in the hospital, and a chilling revelation: Vanessa was not who she claimed to be. She was once married before, Alara said, to a man who died under suspicious circumstances. She has a file in the study, hidden behind a panel. That night, Jonathan, with help from his loyal assistant Marcus, searched the study. Behind a false wall panel, they found a box. Inside, court documents, a marriage certificate with Vanessa's real last name, Porter, and police records. About the mysterious drowning of her first husband, a wealthy older man. The dots connected fast. Jonathan felt like he was drowning in betrayal. He confronted Vanessa the next morning, but she was calm, smooth, too skilled in gaslighting. "You're being manipulated by a delusional child," she said, crying. "Do you know how crazy this sounds?" But he had already made his decision. The wedding was postponed. Candy called Alara. "I want to believe you," he said. "But healing eyes? That's impossible." Alara looked at him and said something that turned the tide. "I'm not here to sell you hope. I'm here because your mother asked me to." Jonathan's breath caught in his throat. "What did you say?" Alara nodded slowly. "Your mother's spirit sent me to you." It sounded insane, absurd even. But Alara explained that she was born with a gift, not magic, but an ancient ability passed through her grandmother's line. She could see beyond the veil, and sometimes she could mend what had been broken, like severed connections between nerves and brain signals. She had healed a man's leg once, she said. She had reawakened a mute boy's voice. She didn't always succeed, but she felt a call to try. Jonathan agreed. What did he have to lose? They began daily sessions in the garden. Energy alignment, herbal infusions, music therapy, light pressure techniques around his optic nerve. Weeks passed. And then, on a morning soaked in golden mist, he saw shadows. Faint at first. Shapes, light, movement. And then, one afternoon, Alara held his hand and whispered, "Let go." He saw her. Clearly, for the first time, Jonathan Maddox saw a face. It wasn't Vanessa's. It was Alara's big, curious eyes, dark curls, and a soul that felt older than time. He wept like a child. When Vanessa found out, she was livid. "You let that brat experiment on you," she screamed. But he had seen her too, finally, the darkness in her eyes, the greed in her smile. He told her it was over. She begged. She cried. She turned violent. That night, the truth unraveled. Marcus and Jonathan set a trap. With cameras installed and a private investigator on standby, they told Vanessa the wedding was back on and that Jonathan would transfer his accounts to her name the next morning. Vanessa fell for it. That night, she made a call. She didn't. No, the line was tapped. She called someone, a man with a thick accent. She told him to be ready to make it look like an accident. Her plan was clear. Jonathan was never going to live past the honeymoon. The next morning, she arrived. In white, smiling wide. But Jonathan stood, waiting, flanked by 2 detectives. "It's over, Vanessa," he said, eyes burning with clarity. "I see you now." She was arrested. Charges of conspiracy to commit murder, fraud, and historical investigation into her previous husband's death reopened immediately. Her downfall was swift and public. The media called it the blind billionaire betrayal. And Alara, Jonathan made her guardian adoptive family millionaires. He opened a school for gifted children under her name. And as for his sight, it wasn't perfect, but it was enough. Enough to see sunlight, flowers, smiles. Enough to see truth. And one day, years later, When Alara turned 18, she returned. To the Magnolia Garden, Jonathan met her with a smile. "You healed more than my eyes," he said. "You healed my life." She smiled. "Then my gift was worth it."